It's the High Heel Tea Podcast.
Yes, sir.
Where we speak on real topics that'll make you laugh. Looking good, smelling good, that's a boss chick. Yeah. 6-inch heel, show you how to walk slick. Hey. High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Reed Podcast. Hey. High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Reed Podcast. Hey. High Heel Tea with Crystal Lee and Reed Podcast. Hey. And it's the podcast, and it's the High Heel.
What's happening? It's your boy Nico the Great. Ethnic Ishimore Podcast, Ethnic Ishimore TV, Sneaks with Neek. I had a dope time, man. Make sure y'all tap in to the High Heels and Tea Podcast with Crystal and Reed.
Hey, welcome back to the High Heels and Tea Podcast. I'm Crystal Lee.
This is Rihanna.
And y'all, today we are joined by Nico the Great with
Nico.
Ethnic-ish
What's happening?
and
What's
more
happening?
podcast.
Yep.
What is and more though?
So I do videography.
Oh, yeah.
Content for all time. I do sneaker content.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do content for
Shoe
other
cam.
people. Yeah,
Yeah.
always
Okay.
Lil Jordan action today. But I do the more, man. I do it all type of stuff.
That's
Yeah, my dress so tight. Okay. I had to lift my leg. I could pick the leg up. The dress is tight as hell. It's so tight. So more is everything.
Yeah, I do
and you go,
videos, all types of stuff.
and so you put it all under one umbrella, under ethnic-ish
Yep.
umbrella.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember when I was on your podcast, and somehow the topic came about, like, how did you come up, I think, with ethnic-ish? And I was like, I thought it was from like black-ish, and you was like, you thought people would kind of look at it as simple as that, but it's obviously not as simple as that. Tell us a little bit more about the origin of your name.
So I'm a roller skater.
okay.
So I'm traveling around, whether it's here, different rinks, or just in different cities. And I'm from Aurora, Illinois, which is out by Chicago. So I've been here for
Aurora.
the past 6-7 years. So I'm at a skating rink on, I think it's kind of Granite City area, so more predominantly white skating rink. I had a shirt on that says support black women. And I'm just skating around the rink. I'm noticing people watching me, but I'm noticing they read my shirt at the same time. So I kind of laughed as I'm looking at people look at me, and the first thing I thought was like, they probably looking at my shirt like this some ghetto shit. And I instantly just stopped skating. I'm like, ghetto shit, ethnic-ish. That could work. And I just added the N more as I was taking the skates off. Man, I always kind of thought about doing a podcast. So I hopped on my Facebook and kind of put the word out there like, hey,
Hey, that's the option.
I got this show title called Ethnic-ish and More. If I start a show, would y'all rock with it? I got hella feedback like, yeah, we'll rock with it. We put it on. So the next day, I put out the 2 potential times and dates, that I would do it. Everybody picked Wednesday. So I started the following Wednesday. I was doing a Facebook Live where I was working online for Crate and Barrel.
Okay.
So I would clock out with my left hand and I push the live button with my right hand.
Make it work.
My first episode went up to like 4,000 views.
That's dope.
And I was just interviewing different entrepreneurs, which I still do. People within the black community I interview, and then we just add a hint of laughter. So we're going to kick it, talk random
Hint
topics.
of laughter.
Just a smidgen. You're going to laugh a lot more.
I'm about to say, you're going to really
Now the
laugh.
joke's going to fly, but we just know that we're here to be serious too, but laughter is good for everybody's soul.
True.
So we're here to kind of put a comedic spin on positive topics. Sometimes they negative topics too, but then get into them deep interviews about what our people doing within the culture.
Positive versus negative topics. What do you consider positive? What do you consider negative?
We primarily talk about things within the black community. So me, positive, kind of just speaking on to the good things we do within our community, whether that's for kids, whether that's for our elders, just whatever we put on that can bring us all together. But then we have the negative things where you hear bad stuff, whether it's celebrity based, local based, and it's just like those topics still need to be talked about. But we try to, if we can, add a
Deter
positive
from
way
that.
to it. I don't always want to talk about the bad things that happen with us, because then that just perpetuates the stereotype other people already think.
Yeah.
They're always doing this. Black people do this. Black people do that. So I'm like, it's cool to talk about some things, because if you break them down in clips, ratings gonna help. But I try to find the positive aspects to more so talk about that's praising our people in the community versus hindering us.
I got a challenge for you. I want to do this challenge with you.
Okay.
All right. By the time this episode comes out, this topic is not going to be relevant, but today it's irrelevant. You ready? I want you to turn this negative into a positive.
Whew, we're gonna see.
All right. Hey, Terry, how many baby oils did Diddy have?
How many baby oils? He had a lot of
300?
baby oils.
It wasn't
There was
1,000.
1,000 of them.
I bet. How do
many
you
baby
turn 1,000 baby oils
Listen.
to a positive though?
It's a party, friend.
Unless you donating them to a
That's the bottom.
unless you donating them to a slew of ashy people, there's no positive. out of
No.
this
What
fact.
about this? Here go a positive. What if we host a baby oil fighting contest with a pool of baby oil and the women get in with and get baby oil all over them and
On
they
their
fight?
booties
Now,
and their cheeks clap.
That's positive to look at. If that's
Yeah,
if that's the angle he's going with it,
Yeah.
I honestly
You
believe
think he
that's
was
the
having?
He's having baby oil
I
fight
mean, to
party.
be honest though,
That'd
that's
be
one of the
fun.
first things
That
I
would
thought
be
of.
fun though.
Because what else can you do with that abundance? Like we ain't talking about.
Are you using it as a lubricant?
You know, like probably
You need
what
1,000 of them though.
what
That's a
happened
lot of people
was
at the party.
when the pandemic happened.
How's it a bottle per person?
Yeah, when the
You get some
when the
baby oil.
pandemic
You
get some
happened,
baby
you know how, like some people was wrapping up on like
Tissue.
toilet paper. He
Yeah.
was like baby oil.
I'm gonna need this baby oil.
All I need is
for the
baby
party.
oil.
So he ain't
Baby
never
oil don't
ever
expire
ever.
if he had it since then.
Nah,
Baby oil expired.
baby oil ain't gonna
Baby oil
expire.
like seasoning salt.
Ain't gonna expire. Shake that
Shake
up.
it to the ancestors.
Shake that up.
I never seen baby oil expire though. for
Yeah,
real.
me either.
You know
Because
what?
does baby oil expire?
If
What
it do, I
would it
never
do?
look.
What would happen to
Yeah,
it?
we
Would
ain't
it
gonna.
get
I've
cloudy?
never heard
But
of
you know what? Beard oil expires, so
baby oil. Got
because it got a different
Texture.
smell to it, texture, feel to it.
Yeah.
Like you'll put it on your hands, be like, nah, I don't
That
think
ain't
it's
right.
good no
all
more.
right. So you can't turn 1,000 baby oils.
I mean,
Into a
unless you're
pot.
having a
I like that. I like
adult
that.
slip and slide
I think that would.
You know what I mean?
Yes, that's
like,
the positive.
with everybody that's consensually wanting to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you
That
can
could
have
be a
on
positive.
clothes. You ain't gotta have not naked to have adult slip and slide.
I mean, you don't
you
gotta be naked.
you don't.
You're gonna be down
You
in
can have
something
on, like,
little.
clothes
You don't want
You
to.
can have on like
I
a
can-
swimming pool, like a
But unless this is a
That's
fit,
Yeah,
I
you
mean,
ain't
swimming
gotta
suit.
be
You gotta be
butt
ass
naked.
naked.
Yeah.
But
Right. That's what
And
I'm
you
saying.
can
That's what I'm
slide down the slide. That'd be a fun ass party.
it could be. But I
You
don't
gonna
know if I
break
want to do
your
that at
damn
Diddy
neck.
house.
At Diddy
I
house.
don't know if I want to do it at his house.
We didn't gotta do it at Diddy house.
Cause
We
you
gonna
know
do it at your house.
It was cool.
You know how like they got pit bull fights and shit. Maybe that's what he was doing. He
Maybe
was
he was
having a slip and
Maybe he
slide.
was having cockfights
Wet
with
t-shirt.
with
You know what I'm saying?
baby oil.
Wet t-shirt with baby oil.
With baby oil. You know what I'm saying?
Because you
Because
can't
you can
put
just put
water
it
in
all
there
on
because
there.
that's not gonna work.
And it
out.
makes
Right,
your
right.
body
It's gonna
slippery.
counterproductive.
we gonna pray for the people get locked up over 1,000. All this
Baby oil.
For no, you should not. That's your business.
Yeah.
Since you like baby oil.
Get the
Yeah.
fuck.
Maybe he was
Yeah.
drinking.
Baby oil.
Long
Maybe
as
he
it-
was drinking it.
Nah. But you never know. We sure
I don't
about
put
time
nothing past nobody.
this air, they gonna need a defense.
Yeah, you're gonna
That's
need
all.
something.
By the time this y'all. So you know, I work for corporate America, and I'm the only pepper in the salt.
Mm-hmm.
And so, of course, the salt had to talk about this the other day in one of our meetings about the Diddy situation. And so, of course, I got to go all off and say, hey, y'all always worrying about us, but it's been 1,000 of y'all that has been convicted but not put away for this same situation. I said, but that's just like our parents used to tell us, ain't nothing open but legs after a certain time.
After midnight,
So
legs
within
in the
that
hospital.
space, if I know that I'm going to a party at P. Diddy house, I'm getting fucked.
I mean, honestly,
What if your entry was baby oil? What
Yeah.
like bring a bottle of
Hey,
baby oil?
They
You
might have
get
I
in.
been.
mean, to save me,
BYOB.
to save me some
Bring
money, I
your
probably
own
would have
baby
came
oil.
what size you need, sir.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I know the shit
And that's so
started
now
getting a
it
little
makes sense
different.
why it's 1,000 because obviously
'Cause he
he's
can
had
have
so
big
many
He's
parties.
accumulated these baby oils.
Okay.
But
Well, we
then,
got this. We
but
got-
I see
then
the
my
upside.
coworker
I see where you're
said,
going with
had I ever been to Diddy party? I said, if I'd been to Diddy party, I wouldn't be here today. I wouldn't be at this job.
Got to be kicking it with you,
I
nigga.
wouldn't have been at this job because I'm gonna get some money. Because like I told them, I said people do worse for less.
That is a motto I live by. I've done worse for less. So,
I'm gonna baby oil me up.
I'm like, what time does it go? 40, 40?
Diddy ain't finna do that to me,
Does the,
but
baby oil, does the baby oil come with glitter? Because I like glitter.
Listen.
I like glitter. It be nasty.
It be like they put it on my
it's
back
nice
for
at
me.
that moment till you can't get rid of the glitter 2-3 days later after
Yeah,
a
man.
shower.
You just sitting there smiling. I went to the Diddy party.
Yeah.
Smile like Frank, what you
I'm
smiling
pretty
for?
sure it's a time was had.
Diddy party.
Time. That's probably why we ain't never heard about these parties for real till now.
We heard when
We ain't hearing like now.
I would have went to one. I ain't gonna lie.
I would have too.
I mean, I can't say I wouldn't show
Well,
up. Shit start getting a little weird. I'm like,
After so
alright.
too much weirdness, I'm
I
out.
just ain't gonna take the pills that they give.
Yeah, the drinks, I'm gonna be
Yeah, because that's what they were saying, that they were like giving them pills, but at the same time, you knew what you was getting a pill. You know what I'm saying? They probably was passing these pills around on the platform, walking around with them on there. You put it in your mouth. You
Yeah,
thought
see.
what you thought it was a baby aspirin.
Yeah.
What you
'Cause you
do it
for
with
this
no
baby oil
baby.
right now.
Your own discernment got to kick in eventually. Like, you know what? I'm here to kick it. I'm not taking none of that shit.
Man,
I
Yes.
saw what happened to the niggas at the last
they
party
told me
you
it was a
did.
baby aspirin, and friend, I was sitting on top of Diddy roof.
Listen.
The whole time I knew it was no baby
Oh,
aspirin.
excuse me.
Singing
Keep
Bad Boys for
scratching.
Life.
Man, that part up there like this.
I'm like,
I know
oh,
tail
take
feather
that,
is my
take
shit.
that. We got a whole new meaning now.
Tail feather is my shit.
It was a great song.
It's a beautiful song. I love it. It makes you like, like that's the shit. Like I'm for the time being. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
For the time being, like
Hey,
I gotta
it is
listen
what
to
it
tail feather.
Oh,
But within that space, I feel like you put yourself in that space.
True,
I
true.
feel like even like with the R. Kelly stuff, I don't get me wrong. This is what I told the people at my job. I don't want to see no woman go through nothing that they aren't
True.
supposed to. I don't want to see no woman get abused or hit or sexually abused in no way, shape, form, or fashion. I praise and I'm thank God that I've never been within that space. But like we say, if you put yourself in those positions, what are your expectations? You know, this is a environment of entertainment. You know that when you come into these entertainment industries and these spaces that they're partying, there's drugs, there's sex, money, and drugs. If we don't know that because we ain't been there, but we know that from
it's there.
outside looking in.
Yeah.
And so we have
We know we ain't been there.
exactly. So within that space, if you go there, that's just like if we get invited to a Diddy party. You know,
I know what time it
we didn't got invited to smaller orgy parties, and we ain't even had no orgy. You know what I'm saying? So it's
Like
It's like, you know what type of time it is
we
when
know
you get there.
exactly what's going
you
on.
can kind of predict.
Exactly.
Yes, we're here for another hour. girl.
It's time to go.
We might need to
when the
text people our
clothes.
location
My
right
thing
now.
is when the clothes start coming off. At what time did you not want to not leave?
You got as soon as you see the first shirt come up, like, okay, that's different. 2 3 niggas. Okay, then you say like maybe it's hot. You start seeing 5 niggas in the back. I'm like, you know what? This is my cue.
Yes.
I'm holler at Diddy. I'm holler at you later, my boy.
Yeah.
Thank you for the invite.
I appreciate
know
y'all.
what?
I did not sign an NDA. It's time for me to go.
So I don't want to tell on nobody business.
He's a Pisces.
Oh,
So yeah, I finally got a Pisces on the show.
Yeah.
Yes. Oh my God. I want to hit up into though a leeway with your sneakers and what you're doing with that. What got you into the footwear?
I mean, I've always loved shoes. Like I said, I grew up not too far from Chicago, so seeing Jordans, watching him do it actively in real time. And then I got a big cousin. Shout out my cousin, Terrence Jones. I kind of grew up emulating kind of him. He was always, and still to this day, big sneakerhead and all that. So I just love shoes. And then I realized there was a lane for it. Like, so I'm like, damn, I can buy shoes. I can film these shoes. People gonna tap into it. I done got shoes, all type of stuff. So it's just something I just want to kind of keep pushing. It's a passion project for me. And then now working in elementary school, I get to relate to kids who love gym shoes too. So I get to go into deep lessons about sneaker culture and just all that type of stuff. So
How is it though connecting with the kids? Because I be seeing your statuses sometimes about it. So we ain't go. I don't know. Should we turn another negative into a positive?
What's
Should we
up,
work
man?
through this? What is one of the biggest problems you see working in the school, elementary schools?
parents,
Why?
because
because the parents I just talked about.
it's situations like that. Like a kid act a certain way. Sometimes it's on their own. You can have a kid with
You send them
both
to
parents
school
in
and
their
they
life
acting crazy.
perfect when they're at home. Soon they get there, they crazy. But 8 times out of 10, especially I'm at a school that's in a low income area. The kids are a reflection of their parents.
True.
So I get a kid when I first started with my first day in education. A 6-year-old looked me dead in the eye and said, "Nigga, fuck you." I'm like, "What you say?" He's like, "I said it."
Fuck you.
I gave him a fist bump for doubling down on it. Because most people like, hell no, I ain't. I'm like, you still going to the office.
Yeah.
But I respect you being a man of what you said and standing on it.
Period.
But then I realized once I met his mama, I'm like, oh,
She was like, "Nigga, fuck you."
it made sense. It made sense.
Nigga, I said 3 times.
But them be my favorite kids though. Because them kids, you got to be on a whole lot more because they need that. They don't have structure. So me being the daddy figure to them in their life, because a lot of them, their father's not there.
True.
Or if their fathers are there, they not shit.
Dang.
Some of their mamas not shit. And so it's just kind of being that positive impact on somebody who not yours. Like,
Man,
You know
that's just
what?
so crazy.
So kind of to what we mentioned earlier, like how it wasn't cool to be the smart kid
Yeah.
and things like that. Growing up for me, I always been a good kid. I was always a good kid, and I always was like quiet in a way or whatever. And I did not like that. I remember I was having this conversation with my daughters because they're in school, and I did not like that the bad kids got the most attention, and not attention in like necessarily a bad way.
Yeah.
But like you might be my favorite teacher, but because I'm so cool and quiet, or I know how to respect authority,
You're
it
not
felt
getting
like
that
you was
extra.
overlooked because the bad kid was the one that got dapped up. And,
That's because they were looking for attention because they're looking for everything that you don't have at school.
but that's
But
exactly
you
what
probably
it is.
wouldn't have it either. You just don't act like them.
So I get exactly where you coming from, because
Well, not today, Crystal.
But
Okay,
them same
but when I was
kids-
younger, my daughters have expressed the exact same thing. I was like, I was the same way when I was in school.
them same kids that
Yeah.
were the kids that's never in trouble.
Yeah.
I still make sure to show them love because I get it. I realized with that same little boy, he would cause hell. It'd be 6, 7 of us fucking with him. We all did, but he was doing it because he knew all of us was gonna come. Man, so he didn't care how
He's
the
looking
attention
for
came.
positive attention. He's looking for somebody
He
to just
didn't even
pay
care if it was
attention to
positive
him.
or negative.
Yeah,
he
he
just
wanted
wanted
somebody to pay
attention.
attention to
Yeah.
him.
Until I started explaining to him, I'm like, bro, you don't want to sit here going off on you for you wild. I'm like, you want us to be rocking with you and messing with you because
You
we
doing
want
the
to talk
right
to you. You
thing.
doing good. So I would, the same time he was doing bad, I'd go off on him. I would praise him the same days he wasn't getting in trouble. But then when you come to his dynamic of him being one of 9 kids, he kind of in that middle range. So the older kids get paid attention to, the babies is getting paid attention to. He just there to fend for himself.
The middle kids get
So
overlooked.
you kind of get picked on at home from your other siblings, and then you come to this place that's supposed to be your peace, but you ain't got no sleep because you in a bed with 7 other kids and shit. So now you coming in here, you're tired. That's why you acting out. So he'll come in there crash. I'll be in school with him one day. He'll fall asleep. I'll just let him sleep.
Yeah.
I'm like,
He's
he needs it.
tired.
He's not gonna learn. No way.
Yeah.
Because he in here tearing up the
tired.
class. So not only is he stopping the class from himself, he's stopping it from everybody else. So it's like, all right, bro, I'm gonna let you cry. I had to carry this kid out to school because he's such in the sleep. I'm like, bro, ain't no way you're not getting that type of sleep. But
He not.
I ain't grow up like that. So I can't fathom the things he was going through or other kids. So you got to show love to the kids that's out here acting up, but in the same time, you got to show love to the kids
All
who
the
in there doing right.
My daughter teacher, my baby girl daughter teacher, literally sent me an email and was like she was sleeping in class a lot. And she's like, can you talk to her? Like, what is it that I may need to do? Whatever. And she was like, it was 6th period. So she's a 6th grader now. So she got home. I was like, why you falling asleep in class? You know, and she was just like, yeah, it already be cold. She's like, I just be cozy. And that's it. You know what I mean? I was like, you can't fall asleep in class. This is the one she's so smart. So it just be like,
And she
don't
probably bored.
That's what it is,
I was
though.
thinking it was boredom. So I was waiting for her to say that. She was like, I be cozy. She was like, I be comfortable. And by the 6th period, shit, I'm
Cold room, I done had lunch.
yeah.
Everything. I'm like, you want to
Yeah.
feed me this lunch or let me buy what I want to buy just for me to still go back and learn for 3 more, 2 more hours?
Exactly. Like,
Hell
they
no,
don't
I'm
make
gonna go to
sense.
sleep.
She's like, nah, I'm going to sleep.
Exactly.
That was
I
me.
go to school to
She's
eat,
like,
not sleep.
That was me, though.
She's like, shit, this shit over with.
Look, that's why I used to be in there.
Is it time yet?
Anything after lunch is just a blur. When I was in high school, I'm like, bro, I'm trying to stay awake.
Favorite subject is lunchtime.
Look, lunch and gym.
I was super happy for the whole school day. Like,
Really?
yay, we got this. Girl, I tried to stay after. It was me. I was one of those kids that didn't want to go home because I knew what was at home. So I got an after school program. It's the 5. Oh, we can play. Girl, when I say I learned how to do something, I used to play chess. I was in a fucking Motown Review at Williams.
Yeah.
I was in after school program it persisted of. I wouldn't give a fuck if we was playing motherfucking hockey sack.
Look, I'm the after school coordinator at my school.
I was
So
there.
I see kids that be, Mr. Y'all got any more spots left?
You gonna feed them?
Like, yo, we feed them.
Yeah,
We feed them. We go kick it with them and
get
play.
extra food.
So they want to. Some of them kids, I'll be having kids that know ours is filled up. They be like, bro, I just kind of want to go home.
Yeah,
I'm like,
that
let me
part.
find a way if I can make it happen.
Yeah.
I
And
will.
it's like that for
And then
real.
some kids just
I'm
6
telling
o'clock. They
you,
be sad.
like,
I used to go to school to eat. I ain't playing about breakfast, lunch. I used to try to steal a little extra lunch.
Look, we do all that.
I used to go to school to volunteer to help in the cafeteria so I could get
Listen.
extra food.
Like I got
So
to
we
this,
take some
this
milk
Washington
home.
Apple home.
Man,
I'm like, so we got a certain family. If when they stay for after school care, if it's food left, I'll call one of the sisters over. I'm like, hey, y'all eat this. She's like, yeah.
yeah.
I'm like that, so I don't pass out the second. I'll wrap it because I know how their family is at the end. So I'm finna wrap it up and send that to them. I'm like, y'all come get me when y'all leaving.
Man.
I'll keep it in here warm or whatnot. So I'll just try to do my part, man, just to impart the knowledge I got, but also just be a positive impact on people.
That's awesome,
Because
though.
we need that.
That's
We
awesome.
need that because
Awesome representation.
Because if
They
we
gonna
didn't
remember
have
you.
exactly, because if we don't have that, sometimes a lot of these kids like they don't have nobody to show them nothing different, and I don't have nobody to give them nothing extra. So we need that.
Yeah. So how does the education part ties with the podcast? Like, are there any skills that you're learning or have from the education side that you put into the podcast at all? Like, where you're coordinating, talking.
Well, I mean, talking, it helps a lot more.
Yeah.
If I'm covering the class, so I'm a building sub.
Okay.
So I cover all types of classes. Being
Okay.
able to talk to a bunch of people at one time, that helps because if I was able to do something live, it kind of make it more easier now. I'm in that space.
Makes you more
So
comfortable.
You got 30 kids just looking at you that you don't know, and you got to be up there just talking and not be nervous. So, because kids can sense that.
Yeah.
So it helped with that. My co-host, he's an educator as well, and I think this is 20th year. So I kind of get to just learn from him in the aspect of teaching. I'm doing elementary, he do high school. So I mean, I got good stories that come from being at school. So I get to kind of tell those in a different way. The kids, I'll be trying to stop them from finding my podcast.
Heck yeah.
They find me on social media so much, I'll be having to block them. I'm like, why y'all just don't say nothing? Like, you can find me. You ain't got to tell me and show me.
Yeah.
Man, I don't do nothing on there where
That's
I'm worried
crazy.
about.
Yeah.
If they, because I'm like, I get it. Algorithms, all that. Y'all got cell phones. My phone by yours in the school. I'm going to pop up on your TikTok eventually. So, I mean, I try to keep them as separate as possible. Sometimes, depending on my day,
Yeah.
But you can't.
you can't.
They be like, why you was talking about me on the podcast last
That's
night?
why you never say no name.
They're like, Mr. Nico, now I knew you was talking about me.
Yeah, I knew
Now,
you
I
was
wasn't even trying to do that, Mr. Nico.
But they'll bring it up, though.
I only said fuck you once.
One time today, and I called you a motherfucker yesterday,
That was
but
the-
you wasn't even listening,
Listen.
and I didn't even think you had heard me for
Look,
real.
oh, shit. They don't play with me, though. They know my rules.
They know better.
They say, don't play. Don't
That's
play.
right.
I'll be your best friend or worst enemy. It's up to y'all.
That's right.
I mean, what I fuck Mr. A.
As long as you say it behind my back, that's what I'm saying to
That's
me.
what's
We
up.
cool.
They gonna get on the bottom. They gonna comment on your
But I try
podcast.
to incorporate them I'm gonna start incorporating the kids.
That's
Because
dope.
I get parents now, they be like, man, my son, we put him on some shoes this morning because he always talking
dope.
about your shoes. So now I'm gonna start incorporating them in my shoe content because
That
I
would
don't show
be
faces and all
dope.
of that. But I get like a little preschool kid, man, every morning he come open the door for me before he'll run up to me and be like, look.
Oh,
He put his shoe out, so we're gonna start taking pictures every day
Oh, yeah,
of
that'd
our
be
shoes
dope.
and doing videos.
definitely
with
put
kids.
something together, digital and visually, at the school too.
Yeah,
You never know what kind
and
of
make them.
policy.
That'll make them feel so good.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, I do stuff with them all the time. Like
Yeah.
I'll just put the camera up, like, man, we can just show shoes. They just like interacting with somebody that's
Yeah.
they feel like they know I'm older,
They
but
bond
I'm still
with.
hip enough to I know what they be talking about. So then it's like, okay, he can relate to. I try to learn what they be on just so I can kind of relate to them because everybody
Meanwhile,
want that cool
my kids be
teacher.
like, "Don't do that," and I be like, "Shut up!" Like especially like if I start twerking, all my kids they be like, "No, why
You
are
got
doing
boys.
that?" No,
Yes.
I got my niece now.
Yeah.
So she be top on it. She be like, "Titi, don't do that.
She
Why
probably go
would
in the
you
mirror.
do that?"
You got mad because CT ain't shy like you.
Like,
You know, that's so dope though. What you got going on next with the podcast? What's up with you?
Oh man, we booked interviews after interviews. We just did a real dope interview. Maybe about a week or two ago with Drea Kelly, R. Kelly ex-wife.
Yeah.
So that was cool. Random.
What's that?
yeah,
It was nerve wracking at first
Why?
because when we had 24 hours like total to prep for this.
Okay.
I got contacted by a publicist named Simone Kimball, who then had another publicist, Elizabeth Danielle, contact me. I was like, this is what we're trying to do. Can y'all make it happen? And so with less than 24-hour notice, I'm like, all right, we'll do it an hour before our show started. And then we had to send in questions. So we had to quickly type them up. Then when I sent them, I didn't hear nothing back. for a little bit. Then I get the go ahead maybe 3 o'clock the day of.
Oh,
So I kind of put in my mind like, oh, this not gonna happen. That's cool, whatever. Then it's like, no, it is gonna happen. So I'm just like, all right. And now I'm just sitting around in anticipation and waiting on this to come up. So we get there early, prep for it, and she was hella cool.
Yeah, she
Like,
is.
she was hella cool to talk to. Had a great interview. Supposed to, well, we thought it would be 10 minutes, turned into a 40-minute interview.
Oh wow, that's dope.
And so she gave us all love at the end of the interview. The content from it has been great for our page. I done got a lot of followers from that. So I just got different people I'm talking to. I'll be doing some video work for Sister Strut coming up pretty soon in October with Dr. BJ the DJ.
Okay.
I'm supposed to be out there talking to him on the show pretty soon. So still just tapping in with different networks within St. Louis, East St. Louis. And I got interviews from folks to Memphis and just did someone in DC. And so we just expanded.
Drill,
awesome.
Drill's dope. When I got ready to do my heels classes and stuff, I studied a lot with her, and I wanted to take one of her classes in person to just get a feel for it. She was in like Kansas. She wasn't coming to St. Louis at that time, but I definitely got the chance to kind of like study a little bit about high heels, choreography, all that stuff by watching her.
Yeah.
So she's dope. I think she's dope. What brought you to St. Louis?
My kid.
Okay.
So I graduated from Lincoln University
Okay.
in Jeff City, Missouri. So HBCU love.
Yeah.
Shout out to HBCU.
I'm HSU.
Okay, shout out.
I ain't know HBCU. I graduated from Mizzou. Sorry.
Y'all was down the street.
Yeah.
Exactly. We had a good time.
We went up there a few times.
We came. So
I
yeah,
know everybody come to Lincoln.
Yeah,
Everybody
every
love
time.
us.
Every time.
So my son's mother's from the east side.
Okay.
So when I came back to Jeff City for a little bit, I ended up moving back to my hometown. And then it got to the point where I told him I'd get closer to him. Well, we tried to work that out. So when I moved here for that, kind of told him like, me and your mama don't work out, I'll still stay. Till you graduate high school, bare minimum, or if a financial thing come up, that'll be the only way I'll leave. So I'll be here.
That's
awesome.
For him.
Yeah.
This is like second home to me. Just from Lincoln, I got so many people out
From
here
St. Louis,
East St. Louis. So it wasn't.
Yeah.
It was an easy move. It's not like I was going somewhere unfamiliar.
It was an easy
I had traveling
adjustment.
back and forth to the Louvre
For forever.
Yeah.
Because we tight.
That's what's up. That's like,
Because we tight.
I'll
And
agree.
I'm proud.
listen, why you gonna come in here with your little Chicago Bulls hat on? Supposed to be St. Louis hat.
I'm rocking Cardinals hat. They'll kill me for it, but I also show up downtown in a Cubs jersey, depending on how I feel that day.
Oh Lord, what's a beautiful
You trying
hat?
to get jumped
I
by
be
my
saying
kids.
that. Listen,
Yeah, I was telling these kids at school, Mr. ain't them teachers on social
You
media. I'm
ain't
gonna come with you. If you want to play fight, I'm like, as long as I can hit you back.
like he got them hands, y'all. Don't play.
Don't play with Mr. A.
Well, before we end this episode, can you share with the listeners, with the viewers, where they can connect with you at everything you got going on?
So you can find I got an Instagram and a Twitter page under Nico the Great. So that's NICOTHAGREAT. Then the number's 357 included with that. Or you can find, this the podcast right here, Ethnic-ish and More. So, or you can find Ethnic-ish and More TV on YouTube, Instagram. That is where I do all my production stuff on.
Okay. Well, thank you so much for joining
Thank
us.
y'all for having me. I appreciate it.
Thank you. And thank y'all
you.
again for listening to the High Heels and Tea podcast. Goodbye. Yay.